I hate to say it, but they there's a reason why.
No offense to sex workers, Chris's lot lizards. They're there for a purpose.
Look, I don't hunt them; they hunt me. It's different.
Yeah, we're just gonna start this shit live.
That's why I said I'm mad that I liked it. Like I'm really pissed.
He's Chinese.
Welcome to the latest episode of Sarat and Chris's Movie Therapy Podcast.
When I get in his siblings, he start puffing up his chest and everything and flexing like, do something.
Man, he
They
just
can't walk yet.
he was trying so hard to keep his head up. You know how hard it is for kids to keep their head up? They're like, God damn it, just lay me down, motherfucker.
You're only 3-month-old with whiplash.
It's like, hey.
He'll headbutt you.
Oh yeah, you know what? Because that's genetic. I mean, look at that noggin. I mean, you take off that hat. Yeah, it's that hairline, bro. Chris hairline looked like the coast.
I feel like Chris's hairline is natural because he doesn't go to a barber. Do you actually cut your own hair, or you just
when I did cut my hair? No, when I did cut my hair, I did it myself. I cut my hair for good God, I cut my hair. Shit, I cut my hair when I was 13 years old.
Yo, you better not pull up at the function with a chin strap, bro.
Oh no!
I swear to God, you better.
Oh, no, I gotta keep the beard.
Do you have a barber for him, Sarat?
Yes, my barber is gonna be there. You're gonna take care of everybody.
Okay.
I mean, I might clean myself up.
If he's not Hispanic, I feel bad for you, dog.
I want the goatee with the Wolverine. You know what I'm saying?
You gonna pull up? You gonna give you the little hey papi?
Hey Papa, come here, Papa. Let me talk to you.
Gonna give you the cantinflas, bro. Look at Sarat's mustache. It's gonna be mad, like shaded down and really thin. It's gonna be like, hey, how you doing?
I'm gonna have the I got my 5 o'clock shadow. Motherfucker, shut up before you even start talking.
But 4:30. So 4:30, maybe 3:45.
You got a sunrise.
That's 2 weeks.
You got to do that. Oh my God.
No, it ain't. I just shaved like 2 days ago. But still, that's 2 days.
You always go with the first answer because that's the one that's real. The second was nah. 2 days ago.
Yeah.
All right. With that being said, welcome to the latest episode of Sarat and Chris's Movie Therapy Podcast featuring Marcos. It's your boy Sarat, aka Makazi.
It's your boy Marcos, aka at the Sunset Kid.
And your boy Chris Brown, aka Ready for Delta. How's everybody doing up there?
More importantly, we need you to introduce the baby you kidnapped.
I know.
If I'm kidnapping, I'm not going to introduce him.
Oh, I'm just saying, you can give a false name.
Look at him, he's like, yeah, they're talking about.
Hello, baby's like, yeah. Oh, on camera. All right.
Like, I'm about to be famous. Mr. Reyes over here.
Yo. Anyways, welcome Reyes to the pod. It's actually a pretty good episode of the pod, for the baby, because in this movie that Marcos picked.
Okay.
No, in this movie that Marcos picked, I feel like it's a great movie to introduce youngins. No, to introduce youngins to what classic movie making looks like. Right?
It's a good movie. I really enjoyed it, and honestly, if I wasn't such an '80s baby, the female lead would not throw me off. Like,
talking about films, not circumference.
Hold on, wait. The female lead threw you off? I thought she was fine.
It was because like this is way before Married with Children, and then Amber, I forgot her last name, but
that was her.
I knew she was familiar. She's a stout, lesbian LGBTQ icon.
You can't describe a woman as stout, just so you know.
No, excuse me. She's a very important figure in the LGBT community. Yeah. There you go. Yeah. So,
well, Marcos, you pick the movie. Why don't you let the audience know what movie we watched this week? We are wrapping up Halloween season soon. So,
yep, we watched Fright Night from 1985. Even though the remake was really good, I liked both. They really held up well, but this one is one of my personal favorites. Is in my top 5 Halloween films, scary movies, just because it's just a classic, and there's like so many double meanings and stuff. And it's one of the first few movies that I snuck into my the family room when my older brother, siblings, and shit were watching, knowing that I probably should not have watched it. Like the vampire in it, like his aesthetic of a vampire scared the fuck out of me. It's no like two fangs. It's like holy shit, that motherfucker is a monster. So yeah,
Hey, Chris, what do you
So
think?
so you seen it before? That's what I want to establish
I've
first.
seen it like it's been like more than like 10 years.
Chris, yeah, you were on the
Okay.
same train of thought as me. I was like, this motherfucker picking movies that he didn't seen already.
Yeah, cheating,
One of
man.
my favorites. Is one of my favorite of all time.
You know what? We do that every so often, and we're probably gonna be doing that soon. Just thanks because November is the month of thanks. So we can share thanks by showing movies that we really want the other two people to see. But Chris,
Like,
what did you think of Fright Night?
I liked it. It brought me back to the '80s. I'm an '80s baby. What I caught from it is I saw a lot of movies mirrored this movie.
Hey, what do you-
Like I saw Vampire in Brooklyn. I saw Twilight. Yeah, I even saw some Sinners in it. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And I'm looking at it like, okay,
one
and,
black
and
person in this movie, so you couldn't.
he and no, well, that's
wait, was it in the high school scene? There was not one black kid in the background.
Hell nah.
oh
Because I
no,
feel like
in
didn't
the
this shit
clubs,
take
like
place?
nah,
Yeah,
okay, so
in the club,
in the
wasn't there
club,
some brothers dancing?
yeah, there was some brothers in the club, but the cop or the detective, he was
Oh yeah.
gosh, what was his name? He was in a soldier story.
Yeah, and he
Um,
was also in wasn't he in the original Terminator? Wasn't he also an incredulous cop there? Like, man, what you mean? There's a machine killing people. Like, man, you crazy.
I don't remember original Terminator, but the movie was actually I actually enjoyed it. I appreciated it for what it was. I saw the history in it, and I saw the future in it, if
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I really like this movie because it's again classic filmmaking techniques. The one thing I didn't expect was I actually did because I've never seen any of the Fright Nights. I didn't expect it to take itself as seriously as it did. I thought it was going to be kind of jokey, kind of along the lines of like a vampire in Brooklyn or something like that. But no, it was actually like pretty serious. Like the way they treated the subject matter, and not for nothing, might have one of my favorite special effects sequences I've seen in a movie, which was really good. We'll talk about that after. But yeah, man, Marcos,
Natural 85 titties.
I love some natural 85 titties. Yeah, but like no, they like I think this is a really good movie to almost end our Halloween run because it's classic movie making. It's not trying to be anything crazy. It doesn't step out of itself to try to like send a message or anything like that. It's just it's a singular story that takes itself seriously and tells a story the way it needs to be told.
Yep, yep. And like honestly, I'm always for like getting new content or whatever. And I I watched there is a sequel out there that was done like I want to say 4 years later, and that was a complete cash grab. And the only thing I can say is it expanded on the lore, but the sequel had a who's who of like 80s, early 90s, like icons of different movies,
Yep.
like a bunch of individuals. But this one, like if you notice, like out of the famous face, the main character, I know he was huge around that time. I don't remember him in anything else. Maybe an 80s movie where he was the dickhead or the preppy evil guy or whatever.
Oh,
But
the vampire?
yeah,
What?
the vampire.
Yeah, honestly, I thought it was Tony Danza at first, but
That
'cause
would have been
he
a
looks
different movie.
he looks very familiar.
I thought I've seen this. I thought I saw this guy as one of the henchmen in RoboCop.
I don't know.
Hmm.
I couldn't even tell you. And
I kept looking at his face. I'm like, I've seen his face before, and I don't remember
like,
when.
Evil Ed, the best friend,
Evil.
I've seen him in other movies playing like the best friend, the lackey. As a matter of fact, I think he was in Karate Kid as one of the fucking Cobra Kai guys.
He had that energy, that same
Yeah.
like that energy where it's like it's over the top. Is that over the top best friend who always makes jokes about everything? You can't take him seriously.
But was he a good friend? Because I felt like he kept fucking with Charlie. He kept like whatever, Brewster. Like it was like a hating ass
Stop being a
best friend.
fruitcake.
Yeah,
Look, okay.
like-
Speaking of that, because I felt the movie touched on some gay parts a lot, but it's the '80s. Gay
Yeah.
was cool. But did you catch that when the mom was talking about the neighbors, like maybe they're gay or something like
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
And then with everything Evil kept saying, everything he said had to do with a gay reference.
Well, yeah, I mean, back then, those kind of jokes were like, par for the course. Like everybody made those kind of before
but
we realized like how much they actually hurt, LGBTQ people.
however, I feel like this is gonna sound weird in kind of a weird bubble. Like I feel like in the '80s, people embraced that culture a lot better because you had icons like Boy George, but it was kind of like only in certain pockets where was that androgynous lifestyle.
Yeah,
Because like it was weird. Like first of all, I turned to my wife and I was like, when he rolled up, when the main character rolled up in his mom's bedroom and he had the double pop collar, not just the shirt but the
Yeah.
jacket,
Yeah.
the scarf, and I was like, "Fuck, that's a douchey ass look." But I turned to her and I was like, "Yo, was your dad rocking shit like this?" Because my dad is Hispanic, so it's a different type of look that he had. Then I was like, "That's a preppy like." I'm colonizing your area, and I was just like,
well,
"Yo,
it's weird. You know what? Okay. So I think this movie did one thing that it's a subject that happens a lot in like thrillers or suspense movies. It's the neighbor. The neighbor's into some heinous shit, and then you're trying to figure it out. When I was watching it again, I'd never seen these before. I thought it was going to kind of be like along the lines of like Disturbia, or something where you got the neighbor that's a serial killer or something like that. But when it turned into that whole vampire thing, and he actually, it didn't become a joke. It was actually serious. I was like, oh shit, okay, I like this. Like I like the fact that like they took it in that direction versus, I mean, granted, some of the stuff they did was like, come on, man, you can't hide 10 feet away in the bush and not expect this dude not to see you.
But the funny thing is like, wasn't this whole thing? It felt like an allegory about puberty, because like you open up the film, he's trying to get some, and then she was like, "Oh, I can't do this," and then this leads into this man obsessing with the neighbor, when initially he was just like peeping the neighbor get busy, but then when he saw him like bite the girl, he was like, "Wait a minute." And
let's be real here. He was getting more action off the neighbor's window than he was in his own bedroom.
yeah,
No, but he was trying to. He was trying hard. She was like, "Look, get off me," and I was like, "Oh,
but yo, wasn't that kind of like, yo? I feel like in 2025, shit like that wouldn't fly.
No, you
like,
can't even
push it. It was like all he needed to do was have some dialogue. Like, my dick is hard. Like, what's going on? Like, let's do this. Stop fucking around. It's like, whoa, bro, chill.
No, there's two parts of that movie that I knew would not fly today. When he was like, we've been dating for a year now. Yeah, that part. And then when he goes to see his best friend, he said, "I got $8. $8 ain't getting you a gallon of gas these days."
But his best friend took it. He was like, you know what? Like, would you be cool with if your best friend showed up at your house wanting to do something or need information for something that you're just like, hey, that's crazy. Would you take advantage of the situation? Would you be like, hey man, you need to go see some help?
It depends on how crazy it is.
It's funny because everybody was like okay with this man being crazy. Like they were like, "Hey, just go along with him. We'll shock the crazy out of him. Like, let's just like, the guy was like, yeah, I'll help this youth, Jerry the Vampire. First of all, Jerry the Vampire is the greatest name ever. It's like Jerry Dandridge.
Yeah.
Like I'm the vampire. Like when he picked up the phone, he's like, "Yeah, I like helping youth." And the guy was like, Evil Ed was like, "Yeah, he said no to holy water or crosses because that is sacrilegious for him." And I was like, "Bro, like they were perfectly fine. Like this dude could have been in a full blown dementia and like going insane, and they were like, all right, we'll just have an intervention and he'll just not be crazy no more." It's like, wait a minute, if you thought he was crazy, like." Just the neighbor going along with this would not be enough to help this kid. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was funny.
The movie took a turn for me, when he brought him the holy water, because honestly, I thought the professor was actually like an ancient vampire.
Yeah,
he had the red sash around his neck.
Mm-hmm.
He gave the look, so I was like, okay, he's probably an older vampire. But then when he gave him the holy water, he drank it, and he looked in his mirror, and he got freaked out. I was like, okay, maybe he's not. This is going to be interesting.
So let me ask you a question. If you are the TV host, if you are the old vampire, which is Peter Vincent, are you saying anything? Are you closing your mirror and be like, hey, hey, man, you crazy, son, and then just quietly moved on? Because he was leaving. Wasn't he leaving the town and everything?
No, he wasn't leaving the town because he was saying he was trying to leave the town, but then it's like, oh, I'll pay you like $500. He go, I'll take the job.
Yeah.
No, but like after, like all he had to do would be like, yeah, that's not real. Like he could have just been
Yeah, but I mean, listen.
The fact that he reacted, I would have been like, not in my problem. I guess I'm super Hispanic that would be like, I don't live next to him.
No, because if someone said to you like, "Hey, this house is haunted," you're like, I'm just gonna mess with them, figure it out. Then all of a sudden you turn and you actually see something. It would freak you out. You'd be like, "Oh shit!" I'm here sitting here playing around, pretending, and all of a sudden I saw some shit that validates what's going on.
Yeah,
I don't know. I would have freaked out just like him.
But I think he salvaged it, but not to the point that Jerry was like, "Nah, this man saw something." Like, you know what I mean?
Clearly.
Like, I would have been like, Like and again, I've never. Of course, this is not real life, but I feel like I would have been able to drown.
You look like someone's been around a couple bloodsuckers in your life.
That's weird, but anyway,
Stoppers.
I would have been like, I would have internalized my reaction. I would have been like, cool.
Nah, you listen.
What about you?
I think you think you're too cool in situations like that. I think you're the type that freaks out, and runs out, and then
you could be
running
running
down the street.
Hell yeah!
What about you? If you saw that, what would you have done?
I freak out.
Yeah, definitely.
Shit. And then I'd be like, and I try to pull myself together, but you'd see it on my face. You look in the mirror and don't see a reflection.
Yeah,
looking like I'd probably ask around. Yeah, you see this?
So what do you think stopped the vampire from killing them right then and there? Outside of the plot that the movie was going to be
because he. Oh, right. Okay, I was just because he wanted the girl.
Yeah, he really wanted the girl because once he realized she looked like his, whatever lover or something from the past, he was like, all right. Like,
speaking of, which I thought was interesting because he was like Charmed. Wasn't there a whole vampire series on TV called Charmed?
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was witches. Wasn't that witches?
No, there's a show called Charmed. Is with Alyssa Milano.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, like there was a lot of elements to this movie that again you see it in classic vampire movies, classic scary movies, but even Harry Potter, because that character Peter Vincent, that's clearly the dude from Chamber of Secrets. He was the Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher, the one that was fake.
Yeah.
Okay.
The one that had the turban, I believe.
No, that was the first.
No.
The second one, he was the one that was like he was the author.
Yeah.
He was writing books and stuff like that.
Yeah, they was faking the funk that he didn't really like have magic fully, like understanding it or whatever.
Yeah. No, my favorite scene in this whole movie, and I was telling Chris about this earlier, is
wait, so you guys talked about this before?
We were taking care of some stuff and it came up. Yeah. But
look, you've seen the movie 10 times. Shut up.
I know you didn't already seen it, motherfucker.
But you always like, let's not talk about it. Let's not talk
about it. You already broke the rules, motherfucker. You already hiding your hairline, breaking rules. It is what it is.
I ain't hiding my hairline, motherfucker. I just got braids. I ain't trying to get them fucked up. So fuck you. Don't put your insecurities on me. Like you already hiding your hairline.
Listen, my hairline
is
luxurious, bro. I got grays on the temples.
No, not even do-rag. Hey, this is how obsessed I am.
What the hell is that?
I got a fucking
silk liner. Is that a fucking Jabba the Hutt hat?
All my fucking beanies.
Dude, what is that? Like a permanent hat?
That's an oven mitt.
It's a silk liner. That's how you don't fuck up. That's how your hair don't get shitty when you get braids. It's like having a do-rag inside a Scully, basically.
Because he's shitting on you. Because you always do the do-rags. Like,
look. I'm an '80s baby raised in the '90s, and a do-rag went under every hat. Just saying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you never wore the hat. You never wore the hat straight, and you always had a do-rag on
it. Mm-hmm.
I don't. It's funny because I try not to wear the do-rag under the hat because then I feel like
you can't tie that big ass dome. No, I'm joking.
Hey, I do got a big ass head. It is what it is, but no, it's like.
What size is your fitted?
My fitteds are 7 7/8 and 7 3/4.
God damn.
Okay, mine's is the 7.5, so I don't feel too bad now.
And that's 7 7/8 is if I have my hair cornrowed, the 7 3/4 is just out.
Hell
no. When my hair is cut, I'm a 7 5/8.
Bro, you got that dome.
The LL Cool J.
Yeah, looking like Bobby's World and shit. But no, okay, so my favorite scene in this movie is the transformation when he kills the wolf, and it transformed from the wolf man to down to the guy. Like literally, again, they didn't have CGI back then like that. So this motherfucker had to do a scene then go get that makeup off, go do the next scene. Like that clearly took a while, but when you watch it, I think it accomplished what it was trying to do really well.
So this is what when before we went on started recording, I said I went into a fucking a fucking hole of like
You went into a hole.
A fucking hole. Okay, let's clarify that.
No, I went into a Google hole and a YouTube hole trying to find out. So he was a vampire. I don't understand how the fuck halfway through the movie, like, nah, this nigga's a werewolf. Like, and then
Okay, well,
so
because
go ahead, Chris.
oh no, because that reminded me of Van Helsing. Like I said, there was a lot of movies that I saw in this movie.
Well, the mythology of werewolves and vampires always go hand in hand, but I always thought they were enemies.
But
So
that's
In
what I'm saying about
Underworld,
Van,
in Underworld, they're enemies.
but in Van Helsing, he creates a werewolf to do his dirty work, but he keeps a potion or whatever because a werewolf is the only that can kill him. So
Yeah.
so the werewolf technically becomes Dracula's servant or the vampire servant, but he's strong enough to kill Dracula. He just doesn't know.
Yeah.
So apparently, Evil Ed is like a weird hybrid because there's clearly in the earlier scenes when he runs up on Peter Vincent in the house and he uses the
cross.
the cross that burns him like a vampire, but then all of a sudden he's a werewolf in the mansion. So it was kind of like it's the 80s. I don't think it was a script thing. I think they were like, yeah, and this guy is a vampire and a werewolf. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was like, they didn't give a shit. They were like, this is what it is. Like, you know what I mean? Just like Jerry turned into a bat at a certain point. And
That was hilarious.
No, but the thing is, they hinted at it earlier because they would have scenes where it was clearly trying to show off that he was flying in places. So, you know, I assumed he turned into a bat. But like, when he flew down into the yard and this dude ran out, wasn't trying to be quiet, ran out, went into the bush like 10 feet away and just had his head sticking out. And then then the dude fucking bites the apple and rolls at him. And then as he walked towards him, he just gets up and runs away.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck?
Honestly,
this is like Seinfeld for vampires because this guy got saved by so many different random circumstances that, like, you know what I mean? Like, he was gonna die. Like, in my opinion, if it wasn't for the universe coming together at this time, like if it wasn't for his mom being like, Jerry, like the vampire, if they would have noticed him in the tree, they would have killed him. And then like the mom like finally getting out of the bedroom or like him hitting him with the cross or whatever, like and him flying out of his window. If it wasn't for those weird instances, because he was trying to keep a low profile. Let's be honest, even if they called other people, he would have killed everybody. Like, didn't you get the sense of that? That's why this movie, to me, was like one of the first few villains that was like, holy shit, like this is scary for like especially a teen. If you think about it, even though he looked 30 years old, he was like, was it 16 or 17 in the movie?
He's high school.
Yeah, he basically was like, number one, the adults don't believe you.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, this guy's just fucking with you. Because when he went to his room, he was like, bro, I could kill you at any time.
Yeah.
It's like, it might not be today, it might not be tomorrow, but just realize that when I get bored of you.
But
he also had to be invited in because
because the
when
mom.
he's talking, the mom invited him in, trying to get her rocks off and shit. You know what I'm saying?
But I think the vampire was smarter in the sense that he, like, the other girls, he was killing escorts.
Yeah.
Probably some of the best looking escorts I've seen in a while.
First of all, what's funny as hell when he's like, here, take this bitch's purse. He didn't even want her shit there. He was like, hey, you forgot this.
Yeah.
When Charlie was looking out the window, he's like, you forgot this. Like, don't even leave this shit here.
But I mean, like, he couldn't go just kill a random kid that like presumably has a life in the neighborhood. So yeah, if he kills him and that kid goes missing, you know, then eyes are on him. But you know, escorts, you know, I hate to say it, but you know, they there's a reason why.
No offense to sex workers, you know. Chris's lot lizards. They're there for a purpose.
Look, I don't hunt them; they hunt me.
But did you think? And also, like his manservant or his homie, whatever you want to call him, he was a ghoul.
Yeah,
That's why. Like he was like the one that protected him during the day. And I thought the coolest fucking sequence was when Jerry is like, "Oh fuck, I'm fucked." When Charlie's like with the cross,
Mhm.
and then his homie just comes out and goes, "Bitch, get the fuck out of here!" And then he's like leaning on, like, "Yeah, what's up now? Like you
Yeah.
ain't got shit for us now, do you?" It's like,
What is it? So okay, so you would think that a cross, if you touch it to a vampire, oh yeah, it's gonna hurt him, kill him. But if you just show it to him, it backs him up like, hey, get away.
Yeah, the
Like,
cat.
yeah,
that's
like
that's like the monsters universe, like the back in the Universal type. That was shit that they went off of. Because think about it,
no, I
like
get it. I'm just saying, like, that's such a I don't know.
it is the presence of God. Like I remember,
Hmm.
I forgot the actor. What's his name? Something Lee. You probably know him better.
Bruce Lee?
No, 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 no. It's the guy that did all these vampire movies from Britain and all this shit. Like he did it through the
Lee,
'70s. All this
Christopher
shit.
Lee?
Yeah, Christopher Lee.
Yeah, the dude's fucking Saruman.
Yeah, he
Oh,
basically he literally in terms of movies, he kind of like defined all these things because like every little movie dropped a new rule, which are basically the rules that are used now for standard. Like if people are like, oh, garlic and steaks, it was his movies that shit came from.
yeah.
And like there's movies that try to be cool, like what vampire movie that I see recent? Interview with a Vampire and the TV show, where they kind of like, oh, I don't have a problem with a cross. Like, you know what I mean? They
You
put
try
that
to
shit.
change it up a little bit.
Yeah, they try to change it up.
Walkers.
They're like, get the fuck out of here, like with this cross, like bitch, or like, I forgot there was one movie. Um, I think it was vampires with it
Eddie
was
Murphy.
no.
That's Vampire in Brooklyn.
I know.
Uh, it's that guy, some old white guy that he was in it, and one
Yeah,
of the
some old white guy. That's
The-
every vampire I've
yeah,
ever seen.
hold
pretty
on.
much.
I'm gonna look it up because that's another movie that I like to go back to and watch all the time. Like,
Right. So while you're looking at that, let me ask y'all a question. What would y'all do if you found out your neighbor was into some crazy like shit like that? Would you call the cops or would you just be like, no, that's
if he
just
was
Phil. That's what he does?
if he was a legit vampire, I would fucking move and leave
No,
everything
but I'm
behind.
saying if you found out that he was a vampire and was killing people.
Okay.
Bro, that's leave your shit and disappear, like grab whatever you can type shit.
See?
Like will you be like, nah, I got a 30-year mortgage, I gotta live? Would you just put like crosses all over your crib? Like what will you do?
Yeah, I
Or,
would grow garlic. I would have garlic in my garden.
or would you be like, don't ever invite Jerry over? Jerry's a dick. Do not invite him over.
I don't know. Marcos, again, like, yeah, Marcos is not a hero.
No,
Don't
he's
ever
not.
depend on Marcos to be the hero in the situation. He'll tell
Oh, we've had this conversation.
No.
If a bullet can't stop him, what the fuck you think I'm gonna do, bro? Like, hey, I'm not in The Conjuring. I'm not a priest. I'm not a fucking action hero. If I can't put you down with a bullet, you know what? Hey, man, I'm out. and if people don't believe me, like if tomorrow a vampire does live across the street, and I give Lily a like considerate amount of proof, and she's like, "What you gonna do?" I'm gonna be like, "Bitch, later," and I'll change my phone number. I'll be gone. It'd be like, "What happened?" It'd be like, "Oh, Marcos went crazy." They'd be like, "Yep, that's a perfect story for you to say. That nigga ain't never got to worry about me ever in his life."
You know what's funny?
Yeah.
Before I answer that question, I just want to know if you had the choice to be a vampire or a werewolf, which one would you be?
A werewolf, because
why? Because I being naked?
no, because you only got to worry about that once a month.
See, you can be a werewolf or a woman. That's what it is. No, I'm being a vampire because one, I can fly.
Not all vampires fly.
But I could fly. And being daytime is overrated.
That's because honestly, like you talking about, what would I
Sirac still
do?
do his job during the evenings. That's why he
Just
would
have to store everything and ship it out in the mail.
Yeah.
Have his ghoul do it. But no, because with that being said, like you said, if your neighbor was a vampire, what would you do? Honestly, I might be a little curious to see what's going on.
Yeah, I know you would.
They do.
You'd be the weird guy that's like, turn me.
Chris be like, I know he be killing people, but you see them women that be coming over?
Or will you come
Death
over
is
and be
natural.
like, hey man, like I know your ghoul needs days off. Like, how about you give me some of the treasures? Because I know you motherfuckers be getting wallets for all these motherfuckers you kill. Give me a couple credit cards. I got you. You need somebody to watch your plants when y'all go to Transylvania?
Listen, if you okay, I don't condone, watching your neighbors from your window. But if you watching your neighbors from your window and then that motherfucker just looks straight at you, how you reacting? Because on the one hand, the dude knows you're watching. But on the other hand, there's some nice titties over there. So what you doing?
First of all, do you think it was harmless when Jerry did and looked at him? You think Jerry was like, oh, this kid is a peeping Tom? Did you think he knew what was going to happen?
No, I think he looked at the kid like, oh, yeah, you like what you see? Yeah, this is what I do. Like you can't stop me. You can't do nothing about it. So just keep watching, kind of thing.
So was this movie Jerry's fault? Like if he would have
answer that question. What would you do? What would you do if your neighbor saw you watching him get down?
First of all, I will pull up my pants and then it's a joke. It's and if I'm looking out the window looking for some action, I obviously live in my mama's basement, God rest her soul, and I'm a virgin like the kid. like let's be honest. If this movie was made in 2025, he would be jerking it like a motherfucker.
He might start
because oh shit.
No, he might start, but watching the things come out. Like, wait a minute, something right here.
Yeah,
he might be sitting there, and then go slower. Like, wait a minute,
and then accidentally finish like
mid jerk. He'd be like,
you got the guy like,
did I see that right?
Yeah, man.
I don't know. It's interesting that movies like this. Do you feel like they come up with movie premises like this anymore? I feel like it's so kind of like out of the box that like nowadays, I don't know if people would come up with a movie like this because it sounds so outlandish. I feel like nowadays when you make movies, people try to always make it sound with a little bit of realism.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
so
yeah,
they made what's it called, a reboot of this,
or with Colin Farrell, right?
With Colin Farrell and Anton Yelchin.
Anton Yelchin,
yeah, which was really good, but again, because I think Anton passed, they did a straight-to-video sequel, which fucked it up. Like, both sequels of both periods of each movie are shit.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, it's like, I get it in the 80s. It was like, that's the 80s. That's why we have so many, with the exception of Jason and Freddy, when they came out with original stuff, they're like, boom, we're done. But then like 5 years later, they're like, why don't we do that again? Like, that made us money. And then they do horribly. Like, I don't know. I like this. The premise and everything is dope. Because again, you hit it. It hit on Disturbia, which I believe the first movie was called like Neighbor Next Door or the Rear View Window, and kind of with the vampire lore. And not everybody, there was no Reddit back then. It was like, well, that vampire is not supposed to turn into a wolf, or like ghoul and all that shit. Like honestly, if they would have added 30 minutes and just show what the ghoul does during the day, he's like, well, get some blood. You know what I mean? Like I felt like he did a lot of errands.
No, the movie was already long enough.
Huh?
Yeah, Chris?
I said the movie was already long enough. It didn't need extra 30 minutes.
True.
Yeah.
What we saw, well, you probably saw the director's cut on Tubi, which is what the version that I provided you. Like they added like 10 more minutes. They fleshed it out or whatever. Because in the 80s it was like 90 minutes. I got cocaine to do. For 90 minutes.
Man.
I like this movie. I like the way it was made. Like, I can see why they did a remake of this. Because I think we talked about it on the last episode, where like there's certain movies where they inspire you to become a filmmaker.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you get that chance to become a filmmaker, you get enough clout. You're like, I want to redo that movie that I watched when I was a kid, but I want to redo it like how I see it in my head. I can see why this movie got remade, because there's a lot of dope shit in this movie.
Yep.
That's what I'm saying. Like the fact that the whole story of it all, like to me, the worst actor of it all was the dude, the high school kid. Even though it being in the 80s, everybody.
You thought Evil was a better actor than him?
He acted his role. If his role was to be a goofy ass kid, like over the top, he acted his role. For this
Like-
dude to be serious and everything, like, no, there's a vampire, whatever. He was unbelievable to me. You know what I'm saying?
This guy was from 85 until 91. He was in every horror movie and TV show. Like that was his role.
Who, the
Like,
guy that played the vampire?
the guy that played Evil Ed.
Okay. Yeah.
Like he legit had that look, and he was in a movie. I remember the title. I don't know if I ever watched it, and I think we should probably watch it at some point. 976 Evil. Remember those numbers? 976? Or am I dating myself here?
I mean, you're around the same age as us, but
Yeah.
I don't remember that. Yeah,
No, not at all.
I remember 413, 411.
No,
911.
976 was like those pay numbers. You'd be like,
69.
call.
969.
Or like, remember the WWE had one way back in the day. It was like, you want to hear JR's?
Oh, the
Blah, blah.
hotline?
Yeah.
They used to have hotlines back in the day.
Yeah, it was a 976 number.
All right.
Hmm.
All right. So, all right, before we get to the end of the pod, obviously from the last episode, we've been doing this thing called Question of the Week, and it falls upon he who picks the movie to come up with the question for this week. So, Marcos, that's you. What's going on your brain? What do you got?
I got a question. If you could remind me, what was your question last week? So
My question last week was, what do you think is the best movie trilogy of all time?
Okay. So since this is appropriate that we're ending the spooky movie season, what is your favorite scary or spooky movie of all time? One that you pop in. Doesn't necessarily have to be the greatest movie. The movie that you're like, hey man, like like along the lines of like you know how we talked like Fast and the Furious, and like if it's on in the background, you're like, wait a minute,
Yeah.
like, I watch this.
Yeah.
Like what is yours? Let's start with you, Chris.
Look, I know it off the back. Even as an adult, I put it on sometimes just to feel like a kid again, and that's the Ichabod Crane Disney story.
Okay.
They had this horseman.
The animated one?
Yes, the cartoon version.
What is
What
it
he's
about
doing-
that? What is it about that brings that nostalgia to you?
Because it's something about as a kid, and you're watching, the lights are off, and everybody's eating popcorn and everything, and it's a cartoon, so it's made for kids.
Yeah.
So you don't really understand the story till you're an adult. You understand the words to the songs that they're playing in there. But when he's walking home on that horse, and the part that gets me the most is when they got the horse patter in the background, and it's just the I think they call them cattails or whatever.
Like what? Like fucking like in the lake, cattails?
Yeah. When they're and it's the wind is tapping it against the log.
Yeah.
Something about that, the whole buildup of that scene before the Headless Horseman comes out is the eeriest shit to me. Even as an adult, I still like I'm not scared no more, but it's still that just like that eerie feeling. The buildup is dope for that. So yeah, that's
He's not scared no more. He is delivered.
What about you, Sarat?
For me, I think my go-to it's one of my favorite scary movies of all time, and it's a very cult. It's a cult classic. It's Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Okay.
Now, for those who know me, I can't stand real clowns. I'm talking about those motherfuckers that are at the circus that try to make you balloon animals and shit like that. Can't stand them. For some reason, they just freak me out. But when a clown is actually, when it's a scary looking clown and is trying to be scary, I just don't find that scary. I don't know why. I just think when you're doing that, it just comes across like any other monster. But in that one, it was so creative in the way that they went with their kills, the effects, all the special effects on the clowns is fucking dope as shit. When the clown made the shadow puppet of the Tyrannosaurus Rex and ate everybody, when the clown's on the fucking invisible car. Like, it's so like there's so much about it that like if you pitch that to someone, they'd be like, "The fuck are you making? Weird ass clowns from fucking space. They're at the carnival. They turn everybody into fucking cotton candy." But it's just something about it that to me screams, this is an 80s movie. It's not meant to be taken. It's fantastical. It's taking you on a ride. Like, I don't know. They just don't make movies like that no more. I can't think of another movie that's been made in the last 20 years that's hit that type of like, oh, it's got maybe Lord of the Rings, but it's got everything that makes that it transports you into a different world.
Now, before I answer, is this more like a nostalgia thing? Is it the movie or how it makes you feel when you're watching it for both of you?
So it's one of those movies that like I try to tell people about all the time because like I said, there's so much about that movie that like the special effects, the story, the outlandishness of it, because it's funny, it's scary, like it's got everything. And it's like when you watch it, even if you don't like scary movies, you can watch that and appreciate the production value that went into it. You know, like nowadays you watch it again. If you watch a movie nowadays and there's 95% fucking computer graphics, people look at it like, I don't care about it. It just doesn't look real. Whereas something like that, you can watch it like, man, like all the fucking makeup that they put on it, all the fake blood, and like they built the fucking carnival. Like, come
I
on,
have to watch that again.
Oh,
I
dude,
haven't seen that since I was a kid, honestly.
Oh, so good, bro. So
Have you played the video game?
They got a video game?
Yeah, I actually reviewed it. It's pretty good. It's by a small company out of Boston.
Oh shit! I got it. What's it on? PS5?
It's on Steam and it's on PS5 and Xbox. Like they did legit. They're gonna. I think they're doing some other horror '80s icon movie, as well because they bought the rights. They did a comic and the whole thing. What about you, Chris? Is it more nostalgia that movie or the movie itself?
I can read a little bit of both. It's nostalgia because as an adult, I still get that same feeling I felt as a kid.
Yeah.
And I guess I can't explain it. I guess it makes me feel like I'm still a kid again, or the fact of even I know what's going to happen. It's a cartoon, so I know it's not real.
Yep.
But it's like okay, it's almost like okay when we see Mario, and I saw Rainbow Road, it was like you know. So it's that memory of this used to be the movie for me, or that used to be the game for me. You know what I'm saying?
Now, if they were to make that cartoon today, do you think they would try to make it too kiddie or try to throw in too many like random jokes or little things that like, you know, kind of remind you that like, hey, this is just a cartoon? Like I feel like for that one, like again, it's like Killer Clowns from Outer Space. You get sucked into the story and you're watching this thing develop. You don't have these moments in the movie that make you go, oh yeah, I'm just it's not, you know, I'm not in the world.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's like there's some that need to be touched. Like when they did the Sleepy Hollywood Johnny Depp. Of course, the story changed. It was more for adults. It was actually moving with people.
Yeah.
So it's like it was still good in my opinion. Of course, when you find out the whole story behind it of the lady controlling them. But I think what makes Ichabod Crane, the cartoon version, that good because it has no ending. They never find him. The pumpkin's sitting there at the end of the bridge, and that's all it is. Like you're left with your imagination.
Yeah.
I don't think they could do that today.
Yeah. What you, Marcus?
I mean, so my favorite scary or spooky movie of all time is The Lost Boys. I don't know. That movie is like as a kid growing up and everything, I was like, man, like even back then when I didn't understand what was going on, I was like, man, these dudes are cool. And like the movie, like if you think about it, as an adult,
haircut like that.
I don't know if I can't pull that off. And then like those
get the one earring with the cross hanging or something like that.
You know what? That came back like 2 years.
I know, which is weird.
Like, and the main actors of the movie ended up being big names, like an adult that you never think if you're watching this movie that they're gonna be in as serious actors as they are compared to the campy shit that they did. And that was a movie that it was perfect. It was 1987, and it's like you feel like you're transported back to then. Like you have the Coreys before their addictions, before I assume
before he started singing.
Well, before they started, being abused, I assume. Like, I don't know.
Allegedly,
allegedly, and this is like when they first became best friends. It's like they had that genuine chemistry. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you know what's fun with the Lost Boys? I remember it being more action than scary.
Yeah, but it was, bro. They had again iconic, like although they had the traditional fangs, they had the brow makeup, and then the feet where there were bats, and then they had like the claws. I was like, holy shit! Like, you know what I mean? This added to the vampire lore that I ended up liking as an adult from this movie, Fright Night and the Lost Boys. Like, you can't top those vampire movies for me outside of like maybe the first watching of Interviewing the Vampire. I just started recently, and it doesn't hold up.
Yeah.
Like, I think the TV show, and I was telling Chris TV show is heavy on the LGBTQ portion of it because vampires are supposed to be androgynous and everything, but that show is hands down way better than the movie. And
Really? So
yeah,
I got to watch the movie again because
yeah.
I was trying to explain to
Like the movie
my wife.
condensed things, but the show fleshes out everything, and you're like, okay, the characters are more well-rounded. And honestly, I never liked Lestat, which is Tom Cruise's character in Interview with the Vampire. But in the TV show, I know he's a dick, but I appreciate him more as a character.
Yeah.
Because Lewis, the guy that play the character that Brad Pitt play in the movie, he's like a nobleman, but in the show, he's like, oh man, he's a whiny bitch. Like you know what I mean? It's like,
See, I like the Lost Boys specifically for the reason that it helped modernize the idea of what a vampire looked like. Because before this, you got the cape, you got some Victorian era, clothes. They're all are kind of just around the same kind of like archetype. But then when you get the Lost Boys, you got the leather jackets, you got like the biker look. Like it just it made it
like the 80s rock.
Yeah, so like after with that, then that leads into like your Blades, that leads into your Twilights and things like that, where it's like, okay, you know what, we can take this type of archetype, this type of character, and let's put him into the modern era and see what.
And the thing that fascinates about this movie is every year I find out something new and crazy, like what's it called? Donald Sutherland, right?
Kiefer Sutherland.
Kiefer Sutherland. Donald Sutherland is his dad.
Yeah.
Had a broken arm the entire thing. That's why they incorporated the long jacket for him. And then the rest of the cast. And he had a full broken arm because he was in a motorcycle accident a week before and just rolled up to set like, hey, what's up, guys? Like, and everybody's like, what? And then we're like, you know what? We're on the budget. We gotta make this movie work.
Bro, that's like fucking that's like Shia LaBeouf when he got into the car accident in the middle of Transformers.
Yeah.
So they just after he transported into the desert, they just had him do the thing with his hand. So then that's why he had the bandages on his hand after.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, he got sideswiped by a car.
Yeah, he flipped over his car.
Yeah.
But man, like that is crazy. Like until I saw the YouTuber, he did a whole thing like I think 10 things that you didn't know about this movie. And number one, that movie was marred with issues.
Yeah.
Like it started off being a Goonies sequel with vampires, and then everything was going to be kiddish. And then the guy, I want to say Robert Zemeckis, somebody, one big producer was like, I'll fund this. I can't direct it because I'm doing something else.
Yeah.
And he got his homeboy to film it. And basically the studio, like, they were like, we won't give you 10 mil budget and everything. And then they came back like, actually, we're giving you 3 million. And they already started filming. So the whole thing is shot guerrilla style, like in California. The city last minute was like, you can't use the real name. That's why they made a fake name, but it was still shot in California. All the shit with the crowd and everything in that concert, all that shit was real. It was an actual festival. They just started shooting over there. And first of all, and that saxophone guy. I don't know if you guys know anything about the saxophone guy. The sweaty guy that's like, I still believe. Go watch that shit.
I don't remember the movie that much, man.
Bro, it's one of my favorite, if not the favorite.
I just remember having water guns with garlic water in the bathtub full of garlic water.
That was a movie that it was perfect for everybody in the family.
Yeah. What, Lost Boys?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if it was perfect for like maybe as a parent, I'd be like, let's have these kids watch, something like I don't know. I feel like there's other vampire.
Outside of the gore towards the end, there really was no blood loss. Like everything, like the camera angle when they swooped down, they did that because they couldn't afford effects, so they did that, and it became iconic. Like they depended on so many tricks that they could not do before.
Bro, that's like this movie when the dude was flying, all you heard was the camera like this, and then it would just cut and the dude would just show up.
So I was laughing because the bat like a fucked up ass fly.
Well, I mean,
there was breathing on him.
Yeah.
Or on the dude. I mean, I appreciate the effort. Like, the movie was dope for the effort. But some parts it was like, man, this shit would not work today's
I mean, because in the 80s, they were like, if you can't make this under this budget, everybody's dead.
Well, here's the thing. Okay. I mean, like that goes into that question from last time. Like, if you watch this movie, do you like, okay, we should make a remake of this with updated graphics, or do you let this movie live the way it is? You said the remake is actually, you said it's better. What's
No,
different?
no, I didn't say it was better. I said is on par. The remake, because again, you had the core of this movie was how the cast works together.
Mhm.
They all have chemistry. They all act well. But in the remake, the chemistry that Colin Farrell and Anton have
Yep.
is amazing. And then they had Trinity. I forgot her name. She was the mom in the movie.
Oh, Carrie Ann Moss.
Yeah, so that fits in the age group. Like, you could see with the vampire trying to get with her, and
Chris,
then
you breastfeeding?
No, he's trying to sleep because he's covering his face.
yeah, that's funny. And
Look,
they
you-
use they
Look, you
they
wouldn't
use
know this. You got
Vegas.
dogs.
They use like the setting in the second one was
Maybe I
dope.
do breastfeed.
Like, hold up, but the setting in the second one makes sense because it was in 2011 and it was Vegas
How you get
after
corgi milk?
this thing. It was after the what's it called? The
I ain't
house
letting that
move.
go.
How he's solid. You see his fist is like, yeah, brother. Brother.
Yeah. All right, yo. Final thoughts on Fright Night, Marcos. It's your movie, so you go for it.
I love it. It holds up well. Go see it. If you haven't seen it, please go see it. It's a good movie. It's available on Tubi.
Nice.
And
Everybody got access to that. I think this movie is very well done.
Tubi,
Again, if
The
you
ultimate black intellect.
the ultimate black institution.
Yeah, there you go.
wait, Tubi is a black-owned company? Is it owned
I
by
don't know.
BT?
I'm talking shit, man.
Okay.
You had them dumbfounded. Like, oh shit.
It's something
No.
new.
I think this movie is really well done. Again, it goes to show like what you can do with ingenuity in filmmaking and stuff like that. And it when you watch it, it just, to me, it makes me miss some of the practicalness of what movies are supposed to be. Again, nowadays you see so much CGI that you can just kind of make everything. So you get, sometimes it loses its luster. Like you see a fucking person in the jungle somewhere and it's CGI. Chris, you about to throw up?
I had to burp. I was just trying to do it on the camera.
Like, if you see a person in the jungle somewhere and it's CGI, it's just like, okay. But if they're actually filming out in the jungle, that's Ryu.
But I hear that squeaking going on.
Yeah.
Somebody get some sex and it ain't you. What's going on here?
Listen. That Ryu is he humping that chicken. I'll throw it in a second, Ryu. Give me a second.
He's like, hey, man, better hurry the fuck up.
He said, I need the chicken dick. Chicken dick, chicken dick, chicken dick.
All right, Chris, what about you?
Oh, I forgot the other question. Shit.
So what do you think of this movie?
Let's think of the movie.
Oh, like I said, I definitely liked it. I appreciate that even in the 80s being made and watching it now in 2025, it still had my attention. Like I said, I saw the past and the future in the movie.
Yep.
And yeah, I mean, even if you want to remake it, I feel like if you remade it, you tear it down. Just let it stand where it is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think if you watch the remake, and of course we don't have to pot on it. I think we could talk about offline the comparisons. I thought the remake was good. Lily thought this movie was okay. She doesn't like old 80s movies. She's like, oh, it looks.
So yeah, you both the same. She don't like 80s movies. You don't like period movies.
I love 80s movies.
Yeah, but you don't like period movies.
I love a good movie. That's just me.
Exactly.
Saying.
Exactly. You
Like,
like
if it's
okay.
good,
Let me walk that back. It doesn't pull my attention, but there are some great period movies. But you know what I mean? Like, I don't like westerns. I don't like stuff like that. Like unless
you don't like the Hateful Eight.
I've never seen Unforgiven. The Hateful Eight is amazing. I
Magnificent
first of all,
Seven.
watch the Netflix when they made it into 4 episodes. That is dope.
Yeah.
When it's 4 hours long on that.
Yeah.
But
all right, well, that's the latest episode of Sarat and Chris's Movie Therapy Podcast featuring Marcos. It's your boy Sarat, aka Mikazi.
It's your boy Marcos, aka the Sunset Kid. Stay frosty out there.
And boy, Chris about to get ready for Delta Dad of the Year. Maybe.
I don't know. I don't know. We couldn't with that light shining. We couldn't tell if that baby was black, white, green.
He got niggerish.
He Puerto
ways.
Rican. That baby Puerto Rican.
Look, he got niggerish ways. He likes fried chicken and collard greens and will kick the shit out you. You know what I'm saying?
Are you gonna go change his diaper one day? He gonna be like, "This It is Sparta, and just kick you in the chin.
He would the dip and say, "Hey, yo, where the weed at? Come on, now you know. I drink Jack."
Yeah. Next week I'm gonna be gone, so it's gonna be Marcos and Chris. But I will attach whatever I need to at the end of the episode. But yeah,
Going on the butt excursion.
yeah, we got this. All right, peace.
Um,
I'm a warrior.